Hello again. Now, gonna do something I wouldn't normally do. My Transformers Prime Pokemon reviews coming on nicely, and as for the Power Rangers Super Saiyan reviews, movies are going to start up again on the 15th when new episodes start up again, even though they've already aired in South America and Mexico. So, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do an introduction video to the Young Justice episode reviews. I'm actually not going to willingly admit that it took me a little bit to get into Young Justice. I felt that it started out kind of slow when that definitely. Well, okay, listen. What was the DC cartoons familiar with? Ones of the DC animated universe? Batman animated series, Superman animated series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, that sort of thing. I felt most of the post DCAU cartoons have been, as I call them, have been a bit of a mixed bag. I really liked Teen Titans. Titans 1, that's when it was lasted. So, I'm gonna try not to bring that one up, since there's two shows so similar in concept but very different execution. The Batman, it was okay, but definitely was driven very toyetic as it had been, and that definitely tried to sell a lot of merchandise with that, and another one. Okay, let's see, what's the one I'm thinking of? Batman Brave and the Bold. I never watched that one. Try as I might, no matter how genre savvy it is or how over the top it is, I really just can't get into the campy Batman. I prefer the dark Batman. That's how to be that. They started doing that with the Dark Knight Returns. Been a part of the Tim Burton movies, as well as the Dark Knight hit trilogy that Nolan has done, and so anyway, I'm gonna have a cut here, and I'm gonna talk a bit more about this, what I thought of this season that I've shared, and lots in the post. Right. So now, Young Justice. I just finished the first season about a moment ago. I thought, as I said, it starts out kind of slow, but once there have been a lot better episodes in the second half of the season when I got into it a bit more. Some of the villains I'm not familiar with. Clearly I know the Joker, Lex Luthor, the Ra's al Ghul. Well, there are a few Green Lantern villains that I haven't seen in there, but I'm clearly not familiar with Sportsmaster, Master Clearfield. Yeah, just ignore that. Yeah. And even though Clarion the Witch Boy, there was an episode of New Batman Adventures, and so I sort of like how he's adapted here. Okay, other superheroes, they managed to go about the two Green Lanterns in this one. They have the John Stewart Green Lantern, which personally my favorite Green Lantern, and human Green Lantern. I don't know which one they're using here because if it's clearly a white one, like Green Lantern, but I'm not sure it could be Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, or Guy Gardner. I'm not quite sure. Green Arrow, I had no formal opinion on him since I'm not really familiar with him that much. Justice League Unlimited is my biggest exposure to him, and I'm probably not going to watch that Green Lantern TV show they're coming out with this fall. Wait, not Green Lantern, Green Arrow TV show, I'm definitely going to watch Green Lantern TS again, which I forgot to mention in my last cut that I really enjoyed Green Lantern TS and want to see more of it. Yeah, now let's see here. So Hawkman and Hawk Girl, but I guess now it's Hawk Woman since, in a way. I like them, I'm alright. Red Tornado and Red Torpedo and Red Volcano. I'm not familiar with them at all. And Captain Marvel, I used to really not like the Young Justice version of Captain Marvel, but he is recent. But as of the most recent episode he had a major role in, he improved a bit. I mean, normally, my exposure to him is from these old film studios that we used to watch in history for film class, and that they he was he was sort of a teenager, young adult kind of, and they made him his human form in elementary school in this version, which kind of rankled me a bit, but I got used to it after the most recent featured in. Aquaman. I like it whenever they try. When Aquaman, a new DC adaptation, tries to distance himself from the super fans Aquaman. He's just getting better at it. I mean, Justice League, they made him as really grizzled, his old guy with a harpoon for a left hand, and as usual, don't really need to say anything about Batman and Superman here, but Wonder Woman, obviously I like it whenever there's a female superhero around. Black Canary. I'm just getting into her a bit. I can definitely say I enjoy her. And Red Arrow, formerly Speedy, I like him very much. I'm not going to spoil his plot, not because there's a big twist at the end of the season, but he's in it because I just got finished with it. But let's just say if you do decide to watch a series, he's really going to, you might probably like him. Gonna have another cut here, talk about how the Young Justice team themselves. Okay, now for the Young Justice team. Robin, this version it's a Tim Drake Robin because, personally, the Tim Drake version, I think Drake Robin's my favorite Robin. Richard Grayson, he's just been exposed so much that he doesn't need any introduction. Jason Todd, they haven't been using him that much since that whole infamous story back in the day where people voted on him to have him killed by the Joker. And I like it because he has sort of snarky demeanor, like this. Kid Flash. Okay, now moving on. Kid Flash. As he's ranks pretty highly with me since he's one of them, because it's definitely one of the smarter ones on the team, but he bullied this one episode where he comes across this encounter with just in Spirit Life of Centuries that he essentially plus he doesn't believe in magic, but this is kind of odd as you were screaming with this team that Superboy, this version of Superboy was a genetic experiment from Cadmus Labs. I know Cadmus Labs from Smallville. I watched a little bit of Smallville. I enjoyed that one. That show, and really makes me. It was just a one-off thing, but it's made me really hate Cadmus Labs. And also, the way they treat the situation sort of reaffirms, I believe, that it reinforces my decision to hate bureaucrats as well. Don't like the paper pushers at all, the bureaucrats. Okay, moving on. Because his clone from part Kryptonian DNA, part human DNA, he has a super strength, and the indestructibility, but he can't fly, he can't shoot lasers from his eyes, that has no ice breath. And I don't think he can peel the S shield off his chest and use it as a giant paper and plastic net. Yes, I remember that. And he can't, apart from flying, he actually manages to leap. Yep, very well. Or jump good, as you say it. Oh, I forgot Martian Manhunter. I like him, so let's moving on with Miss Motion. She based her, this is my first exposure to her. She's one of the newer characters in the DCU, and I really enjoyed her. She bases off, I used her personality and looks off an old sitcom, it's sort of an XP of Saved by the Bell called Hello Megan, and that's essentially the thing. She comes across a situation where she did something there, she goes, "Hello Megan," yeah. And she also is a very good psychic, that she develops this telepathic link between all the members of the Young Justice team, and they go on missions, and so there's key fact. I mean, there's also an episode that involves sort of a John Justice version of the Kobayashi Maru test from Star Trek, where essentially, which as you know is a no-win situation, and that every person has to face. He's when they're going to duty like that. And okay, now hey, moving on. Let's see who we got next. Aqualad. It's a divergence from other adaptations because instead of the Earth Aqualad, they're using the colder Aqualad, which I'm not really familiar with. Not inherently, at least. Oh. Right. Okay, now. Let's see who I got. Superboy, Robin, and Aqualad, Miss Motion. And now let's see who else we got. Zatanna, she's introduced later in the season with her father's guitar. I mean, she's alright, I guess. I mean, I'm not really familiar with her the way I am with most of these people in some form. Okay, moving right along. Artemis, yes, she replaces his Speedy once he becomes Red Arrow. And I like her a lot. It's very good with the bow and arrows. Skill fighter. Yeah. Okay. I got another one down. Okay. Is that all of them? I'm not sure it is. Okay. Let me know if I miss anyone, because I'm going to have another cut. Not because I'm going to talk about some of the stories I've had in Season 1, what I think of this Season 1 because I'm going to start Season 2 reviews after that. I upload this video. Alright. Now I'm going to talk about some of the stories that they've had in Season 1. I mean, it's going to involve the villains. I mean, okay, there were a lot of conflicts with the Cadmus Labs after Superboy joins the team early on. At one point they effectively make Rosario. I mean, serious. I mean, they stencil on the back with S and everything. I mean, I'm not sure if it's very officially called Rosario, but also, there's a lot of thoughts of mind control between Queen Bee and Karak. I mean, I never heard of Karak in the comics before, but I just learned about it through TV tropes. I mean, I tend to reference TV tropes in a lot of my videos. It's also a country that's not Libya, but it's a representative of Libya. And also there's the League of Shadows in this show as his Joker. I mean, Lex Luthor. I mean, Sportsman Bane. I mean, he's in there too. I mean, and Sportsmaster I'm not familiar with, but I clearly like him a bit. Instead of Arkham, a lot of the criminals get sent to Belle Reve. Yeah. And they're not inherently from Belle Reve, but I'm seeing that a lot in this video. I mean, okay. Keep installing dictators. I mean, Dr. Fate. He is one I think is alright. But I mean, this techno sorcery thing doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I like it when magic and science are separate, but there are situations where both they need to keep the balance. And it's like with the Thor movie. I mean, there's also a lot of psych games going on. This episode is kind of like there's a parallel universe where it's what's really been kept over for me since there's one universe where all the kids are in charge, but the adults are gone, and another one where all the adults are in charge, but the kids are gone. So I really like that episode. And okay, let's kind of try and get the ball rolling since I want to try and keep this. Okay, what else do I have to say of the stories? The season finale was really good. I mean, all in all, I'd say that even though it's kind of slow to warm up to this series, my reaction to the first season is positive at best. Is that I'm kind of looking forward to what season 2 will be like, and I'm gonna try and get caught up since it starts on the 29th. as this new Ninja Turtle show. I mean, the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, I'm not going to do episode by episode use of that since I'm kind of going to be stretched down with projects as it is with that, with adding Injustice in addition to Prime, International Wars Prime, Pokemon, and Power Rangers. But I'll think about it. Just give a brief overview of Ninja Turtles after all. But we're focusing on Injustice, as well as Transformers Prime, and Pokemon, on Power Rangers. That, especially since this one guy, I mean, I don't quite remember his name, but he did post an interesting question about the new Thundercats may or may not be gone. Even though he disagrees with me, he respects it, and I'm going to respect his take as well. So this has been my Young Justice review introduction. So one of the first small videos I've done in a while, and I'm going to start the Young Justice reviews right away, since I have another video planned for Saturday, a surprise, and Pokemon, and as usual, I'm going to head into Pokemon Vital Destinies episode review real soon, the Bryson episode. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Hey, leave your comments box below, and I shall see you later.